our model. She's going to come now to the stage and welcome René Gordon. Yay! So, with René, she is unrelaxed. Wave to everybody, René.
Hi.
Let me put your towel on. And I'm going to go over caring for your natural hair after you shampoo it. And so, let's get started. All right, going to make sure your neck is covered. As you can see, I'm using a, no, leave it. As you can see, I'm using just a regular shopping bag I happen to have at home. I didn't have a conditioning cap. We went old school and I shampooed her and conditioned her in the kitchen sink. And after I shampooed and conditioned her, we towel dried her hair. And she's been patiently waiting for this moment. It's not been long. And so her hair, she just has leave-in conditioner in it. And so as you can see, she has a full head of beautiful natural hair. René's hair is rather soft. And all she has in it right now, I put in a cream-based leave-in conditioner. And I'm going to pull it out. You can use a spray, a more of a liquid leave-in conditioner, or you can use a cream-based. This is a spray that I use. I've been using it for years. I like it. It's Design Essentials HCO. Not only is it a leave-in conditioner, but it's also a blow-dry lotion. So if you are going to do a blow-dry and then to press your hair out, definitely I would go with your liquid leave-in conditioner. If you're looking to work with your natural hair and you're going to do a different textured style, I recommend and I like to use a cream leave-in, and I'm going to use the Dudley's PCA moisture retainer, and that's what I applied to her hair after I shampooed it, I conditioned it, and I applied the leave-in conditioner to all her hair. And then as you can see, I knew I was going to use her for the live, and so I just put a plastic cap, a conditioning cap on it to make sure her hair stayed moisturized so we can walk through it. So in addition to your leave-in conditioner, I'll go over what tools you're going to need when you're either doing your child's hair like I'm going to do with René, or if you're taking care of your own natural hair. This is what you should have.
I feel my hair.
You definitely want detangling combs. There's different types of detangling combs. Depending on how thick or how long or how much hair you have. This is a bone detangling comb. It's real, as you can see, it's really wide tooth combs, and it's long to be able to accommodate really long hair. This one is a hard rubber. This is a plastic detangling comb. These are both for if your hair is really long, you can get really tangled, and you have a lot of hair that's very voluminous, you can use your larger ones. If you have shorter hair, you can use, or finer hair, you can use a smaller detangling comb. So definitely your detangling combs are your friends. I also have one of my favorites. It's the Felicia Underwood detangling brush. What I love about this brush is that the bristles are not stuck together. So with being able to have the spaces, you're able to detangle through, and it has some give so that it won't hurt the hair. Hair that is wet tends to be a little more delicate than if the hair is dry. With unrelaxed hair, with natural hair, however, you'll find that it'll be easier for you to detangle and get through the hair using the brush while the hair is still wet. You want to still have some moisture in it. If it's dry, you run the risk of popping the hair, of it breaking. So you want to make sure that the hair has moisture. So another tool that you want in your arsenal when doing your hair is you want to have a spray water bottle. As I said in my last video, I forgot to get a spray water bottle from the salon, so I'm using a foam bottle. So there's water in here, but this top makes it come out as foam, but that's fine. It'll still serve the purpose on being able to keep the hair moisturized. So in addition to having your comb, having your detangling brush, your detangling combs, your detangling brush, you want to make sure you have your clips. You have your butterfly clips. You have your duckbill clips. These are also duckbill clips. They're one of my favorites from YS Park. Really, really good. They're small enough, but they have a space in between, and it gives you a really great hold. Say, for instance, you don't have your butterfly clips, but you have a lot of hair. You can use your smaller clips, but you use them opposite each other, and it's really going to secure the hair really, really well. So you have your detangling combs, you have your detangling brush, you have your clips, you have your water. The hair already has its leave-in conditioner in it. Your next biggest thing, not done yet. So you have what's called rat tail combs to be able to use the tail of the comb to do your parting and to go through when you do your styling. With unrelaxed hair, I tend to try to use a rat tail comb that has a little bit, the teeth of the comb are a little bit farther apart than using your traditional rat tail, because this one might be too small, and so you never want to use this to detangle the hair. Number one, if you're going to try to detangle it properly, you're going to be here forever. And two, it's going to pop the hair because it's just too small. It's just too fine. So these you'll use for your detail work in your partings. But you use the detangling comb to detangle the hair. The number one thing with your unrelaxed hair and caring for it, aside from making sure you do a great shampoo and conditioning, not only on the hair but focusing on the scalp, the next thing to your advantage, especially doing it at home, is to work with sections. Section off the hair. Like, I'm not going to leave her hair just like this the entire time, because it will end up drying up and the shrinkage is going to be real. It already is. And the hair is going to dry. And you don't want the hair to dry on you, because you want to manipulate it and style it while it's wet. So I'm going to part it right now. So I'm going to use a larger one just to be able to do larger parts. And you want to make sure, I did detangle it while she had the conditioner in it. And she has leave-in conditioner that I already applied in it. I'm just going to simulate the leave-in conditioner just to show you how to get it in. Something so simple we normally take for granted. A lot of times people, us and professionals included, will take product, will run it through the hands, and then the majority of the product goes where? Right here. You just focus on what you're seeing. So you have a ton of product buildup here, and you do not have enough for the rest of the hair. I always say emulsify, get it through your hands, and then you can start kind of like squeezing the hair to get it throughout. That's all around. You have to open the hair to make sure you're getting it all the way through. So I still have a substantial amount of product in my hands, so I'm going to open and just squeeze. Open and pat it in. So as you can see, the product is still there. It's just on the hair. It's not in the hair yet. In the back, I'm opening it again and squeezing it in, making sure I'm opening it and squeezing it in. Open, squeeze it in. So now I have it throughout all of her hair. There are a ton of clients. Hello, family. Okay, so I've gotten it all through the hair, right? So now I'm not going to go through and try to detangle everything. I'm just going to part it and clip it away and focus on one particular section. Cool? Take your time to get it in. But at least with me doing it this way, I've gotten the leave-in already in. It's conditioning. It's helping to keep the hair supple. And now I'm going to clip it away and work on the sections one at a time. Good. So I'm just using my fingers to separate it, being very gentle, especially if you're tender-headed or your child is tender-headed. René is tender-headed, so any little thing I do, she's like, ow, ow, ow. But those of you who know me know that I'm not rough at all on the hair, because I don't like my hair being handled roughly. So I'm just taking the hair. It feels great. I mean, you can't feel it, but trust me, It feels great. The leave-in conditioner is all in it. And I'm tucking it away, making sure that her ends are still tucked under. Our ends tend to be more porous and they tend to dry faster. So even with you separating the hair, make sure that you twist it and the ends are tucked under so that they can maintain the moisture until you get to that section. So I'm going to show it again on the side. Once again, I'm just using my fingers. Keep your head up, baby. I'm just using my fingers. And I'm using the camera as my mirror. It's separated. I'm gathering the hair. Making sure the product is getting all the way through the ends. Twisting it, not hurting her. Tucking her ends. You see I'm tucking the ends underneath. And I'm clipping. Bada bing, bada boom. The key is making sure her ends are tucked in. Sorry, baby. So the next side. Once again. I'm separating it. Separating it. As you can see, I'm just separating it using my fingers. So you're going to twist it, take it around, and tuck the ends in. And we're clipping, right? So then you're left with one section. If I feel like as I'm working it starts to get a little dry, by all means, your spray bottle is your friend. Use your water. That's your great moisturizer. Use the water and resaturate that hair. So now I'm going to take a smaller detangling comb and make sure I comb from the ends to the roots. You don't want to start here and start hacking at your hair. You're going to pop the hair. You're going to do unnecessary breakage to the hair. So I'm going to take the detangling comb and detangle it gently, but with intent to detangle from the ends to the roots. Her hair is still moist. It still has the leave-in, and as you can see, going right through. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them on. I will get to them towards the end.
Mommy.
Yes, baby. Can you see the comments?
Yeah. Is that the Esther?
Probably. I can't see.
Oh, okay.
All right. But you can say hi. Can you read some of the comments? What are they saying? Talk up, baby.
One says, hi, boo. Another says, hi, hey, family. One says, keep up the good work.
Yay. Don't move it. Just let me move it closer. Can you see?
One says, hi there. And
okay. So you see. So say hi, Renee.
I just said hi.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Ow.
So as you can see, I'm doing it, and you see, number one, how much shrinkage she has, but two, detangling it, the hair is very soft. Her hair is still wet.
Mommy, another
It's not soaking wet, but it's wet.
It says your name as sweet girl.
Yes, you are. That's Auntie Alicia. She always brings you the stuff at the salon. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Come on, you're making me look bad. You know I'm not hurting you, kid. All right. So that section is fully detangled, ready to go. Once again, I'm starting here. And as you can see, I parted her hair into 4, but I'm taking smaller sections, what's called subsections, within the 4 sections. A good way to know if you have enough product in the hair or you didn't put too much product is that the product should have absorbed into the hair. You don't see white in a lot. If you see white, chances are, or whatever the color of the product is, chances are you use too much. If you use too much, it's going to end up either drying flaky, or the hair is going to be very heavy and tacky or sticky. And we're not about that life. We want the hair for it to have good moisture and good saturation, but you don't want it to be sticky and tacky and heavy, because eventually too much of that buildup is going to lead your hair not to even hold a style. Okay, so now that the hair is all detangled, it's on the leave-in conditioner, and it's time to style it. Just bear in mind, I'm styling it without drying it. Some people, depending on how long you want your natural end result to be, we'll go in and blow dry it lightly so that to give you the maximum stretch in the hair. So when I say blow dry it lightly, you're not blow drying it to make it straight as if it's a relaxer. You're just blow drying it to give you that stretch and then styling it from there. Like I said, just honoring the requests I have. I'm not going to do that. That'll be in another video. Another tutorial. But for today, I'm going to style her with her hair just as is. With it shampooed, conditioned. The leave-in conditioner has been combed through. Now I'm going to use what's called a styling product to be able to style it for it to stay and to have some memory. I'm going to 2-strand twist it, let it dry overnight, and then take it out in the morning for her style. You do have the option of allowing, once the style that I do now, to leave it in like that. You can leave it like that for a week or so, and then maybe take it out if you have an event or something for the weekends, or you can take it out for her to wear it. So now I'm going to take the top out so I can start parting it to do her actual style. For this style, all I need is the wider tooth rat tail comb. I'm going to use the Bronner Brothers Mango Butter. It's a curl enhancer. So what that does is it's going to enhance her natural curl. Remember, with the fact that I'm going to twist it, I'm going to manipulate her hair, so it's going to give her a manipulated curl effect as well. Once again, Mango Butter, black owned and operated for the past 73 years. Ooh, ooh, shout out, BB. And then I'm going to set it.
Thank you, Auntie Monique.
What did she say?
She said I was so beautiful.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to do a part here. But you don't want it to be, you don't want to worry about being so intricate and doing all of these hard things. You can get really beautiful results with just the simplest of manipulations with the hair. So now I just did these, I just did this parting. Hope you can see. And now I'm going to just use the top of her nose to show me, not to make her laugh, but I'm going to use the top of her nose and use it as a gauge so I can have a middle part.
That's funny.
And as you can see, the hair is still moist and still soft, and we have the maximum elongation, right?
Like a V.
Mm-hmm. So I use the middle of her nose to be able to do a middle part. Bada bing, bada boom. With actually styling the hair, you can do one of two things. Depending on how you feel, you could either apply the styling product to it now, which is what I'm going to do because it's a cream product. So I'm going to apply it and I'm going to blend it into her hair. If it was a liquid product, I could twist it and then spray the styling product afterward. But because it's a cream product, I'm going to apply it and then twist her hair.
Where's the water in the milk? Okay.
For application purposes, I'm going to use the smaller tooth comb, and I'm going to make sure I get it in the hair. It's cold. Sorry, baby.
Yeah.
Get it in the hair, especially with natural hair. A lot of times you're not getting the results you want because you're not properly distributing the product through the hair. You have to work the product in and use your fingers to get it, make sure you get it in.
That's
so
really good.
I'm applying it, and now I'm using my fingers to make sure the product gets all the way through. And if you can see, I'm still going. I applied it all towards the roots, but I'm working it in to get through to the ends. And I'm still using my fingers to make sure to keep the hair from getting tangled.
That smells good.
Just put a little bit more because it didn't get all. I didn't put enough to get through to the ends. Once again, I'm using my hands, still being very gentle. Getting it through, use your hands.
That
Using my
feels good.
fingers to get it through.
Do this again. Feel good.
So now I've gotten it all the way through the hair. I'm going to do a 2-strand twist.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a braid.
I mean, you could do a braid also. I just am choosing to do a twist. Using my fingers to separate the hair to keep it from being tangled. Hopefully you can see. Put your head down, baby. Good. Not too far down.
Okay.
Use your fingers to separate the hair all the way through, because remember, as you're twisting it, it's going to tangle if you don't use your hands to go all the way through. So say for instance, like right now I forgot to get the rubber bands. You don't have rubber bands. You just take it and you can still keep it elongated and then just clip it until your rubber bands come. Say for instance you wanted to, okay, now she's fully saturated with it. I'm going to leave the ends out, but you can do a China bump or a Bantu knot. You can wrap the ends around. The comment.
Is it okay that we can still see the product on your braid?
Good question. I was going to get to that. With some products, no. What I like about this one in particular, as it dries, it's going to disappear. So that's a question that it's a yes and no depending on what product you're using. Hopefully you can see this. Even while I'm putting it in, you see how she's getting some definition in her curl? So say for instance you want to do what people call a wash and go. It's the key to it is making sure you get the product in it enough to be able to let the product adhere to the hair so that you can get that curl definition and then that suppleness. What I love about the mango butter is that you're going to get medium hold, but it's going to keep the hair moisturized. You're using your fingers to part through the hair as you're twisting it, and you're holding your hand at the base of the head so that the twist can stay on the scalp. Put your head up for me, babe. And then once you get to the end of that section, you just are following through, twisting. And as you can see, I'm twisting and I'm pulling it as I'm twisting. I'm not pulling her hair hard or jerking it back, but I'm still maximizing the elongation and making sure that the product gets through. Renee wants some electric blue rubber bands. You want to make sure your rubber bands are the plastic that is hair friendly, not your classic rubber bands, because those pop the hair. Getting the specific rubber bands for hair will help with not popping the hair within the rubber band. So now what I'm going to do is the rest of the hair I'm going to just do individual twists. Why I'm going to do that is because I just want her to be able to have that fullness. This is going to give her hair a break. I don't have to take the twist out unless, you know, we're going to go out. We're not going out. But if we were going to go out, then I could take the twist out for a second style where it'll be full. But for now, I'm going to part it and do individual 2-strand twists. Now parting. You can do partings one of a few ways. You can, I'm definitely going to just do a horizontal parting, but within the twist itself, when you're doing the twist, you can choose to do actual boxes. You can do boxes. You can do triangles where it's triangles that are upright with the point up top, and you can do the inverted triangle next to it. And or you can do scoops, like scoop semicircle partings. The difference with them is that if you do your box partings, the hair will be the most spread apart. So if you're going to do that, I only recommend you do that, the box partings, if you're going to end up taking the hair out anyway for fullness. If you plan on leaving the twist in, I would recommend going with either the round semicircle partings or the triangles. So let me just demonstrate, turn, baby. What I mean by that are, so these are the triangles. Okay, that's one. And then going upward. So that's what I mean by the triangles. There's one going up, one going, it's an inverted triangle, so on and so forth. Or if you want to do the scoops, the semicircle scoops. Doing that, sorry. You see the scoop? You can do that. So when you do the triangles or the semicircles, that's if you're going to leave the 2-strand twist in, and the hair will fall and it'll minimize the amount of scalp you see. So if you're going to leave the twist in, then I would recommend those two. If you're just twisting it as a set and you plan on taking your twist out, then you can do the boxes. What's this say? If you choose to leave the twist in, do you have to add product throughout the week? Good question. It depends. If if someone has a lot of, they're sweating a lot, and what happens is when you sweat and it dries up as salt on the hair, and so that can end up looking like flakes. It can be it can flake up, and it can do like buildup, and the hair, it can render it dry. So I would recommend using either a spray shampoo, or you can use the Design Essentials has an aloe and peppermint scalp tonic. You can use that, and Bronner Brothers has a spray shampoo. You can use those, in between. Say, for instance, it's not sweating, and you just feel that the hair, some people's hair tends to just look dry. That's just how their hair is. Then you can use either spray moisturizers. You have some spray oils. You can do an oil sheen. So you can. It all depends. You just want to be mindful of the saturation. You don't want to OD with the product, because remember, as you go on from shampooing your hair, your body produces its own natural oils, and so you want to minimize that buildup. But that's a great question, X. You definitely can. The key is in making sure that you put enough product to fully saturate the hair and to make sure you get it in there. So as you can see, I've detangled her. I've gotten the product in, and still, because the hair is curly, the hair is going to tend to always revert. You'll find that it looks like it's getting tangled again. It's not. So don't feel that your hair is so tangly and you can't. It's just doing what it's naturally going to do. The hair is growing out in a curl, so it's going to naturally want to curl around itself. That doesn't mean that your hair is like, oh, it's so tangly. Just being able to manipulate. Why it's important to make sure you get the product in it.
Mommy, look, I'm making a bracelet.
Nice. Some people will go, and as they do their parting, and it's actually a style. I just say to be very careful. Some people will actually put a rubber band at the root here, just so it can have that pull. I just say be very careful with that. I'm not a fan for a couple of reasons. Even if you are using the hair rubber bands, remember, if you're doing this style while the hair is wet, remember Renee's hair, I have not blow dried it, it's still wet. The products I'm using is keeping it moist. So when the hair is wet, it's already elongated. You can end up popping the hair, especially around the hairline. So you want to be careful not to do that. The name of the game is being very delicate.
Especially if you're a tender head.
Especially if you're a tender head. Not tender-headed, a tender head. Right. So just going through. Once again, I'm using my fingers, and I'm still manipulating the product in the hair. On my screen, there are comments. I'm not sure if you are able... Oh, yeah, no, you shouldn't see the comments. Okay, never mind. Going all the way through. When you get to the ends, you want to make sure... Hopefully you can see it in the camera. When you get to the ends, you want to wrap it around your finger. You see that? Wrap it around your finger. Keep going to seal your ends. Look at that.
Mommy, look, it's really stretchy.
Cool. I already put the product in, so I'm going to go and just part. I'm going to go up. And you don't have to do it this small. I'm just doing it for around the front. I'm doing it. When I get to the back, they're going to be bigger. So once again, hold your head. Can you see me? Good. Taking it, use your fingers. She has the product. The hair is nice and moist, and it's stretched out. I'm not blocking the light. And you're twisting. And I don't know if you can see how shiny the hair is. And that's just with the product. And if you can see that the product has started to disappear into the hair, to answer your question on with this product.
Mommy,
I'm pulling it all the way through, making sure that it stays. Once again, at the end, I'm making sure to wrap it around my hand. Boom. I'm not going to do this one because I need to take from the back section. So I'm just going to put that aside and go to this section. So the next one I'm going to go, it's going to be at the base of her anchor twist I did. Your head up, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I'm using the tail of this comb to part. I'm not using this comb to detangle. Ooh, sorry. Okay.
This part of my head was like really tender.
Okay. Parted it. Clip it away. And we get the product. On the bottom, get it through the top. And I'm going to take some, put in my hands.
The product really smells good.
Great. Rub it through my hands, get it through the hair. So this is a larger section, so you see I'm going to open it up and make sure I get it through. Hold your head still, baby. Making sure I got it all the way through. So again, as you can see, the key is in the manipulation. The key is in making sure you get it, you're getting the product, you have full product all the way through, Renee. Now, the direction I'm twisting in, it really depends. You can do them all going in the same direction, or you can alternate by rows, or you can alternate each other side by side. So you can do a row going this, twisting this way, a row twisting that way, a row twisting that way. Or within the row, you can go twist this way, the next one that way. The more you do the alternating, the fuller effect you're going to get. As opposed to if you do everything going in the same direction. Can you see? I hope you can see.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. So once again, I'm making sure, even though I'm going faster, I'm taking my hand and making sure I'm pulling it through, I'm elongating, and making sure that the hair isn't tangling in the twist. While I'm twisting it, the hair is not getting tangled. Still have the product all the way through.
Mommy.
I get to the ends, and I'm wrapping.
I know you don't let me do this, but it's part of the game because I'm bored. So I have to
This
try
one,
and
I have
separate
enough
them.
here to do my triangle. All right. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you for joining in. I'm going to finish this row, put your head up, just so you can at least see where we're going. And I will be sure to post, Renee, I will be sure to post the end result, and I will be sure to post all in one video the when it's out, when it's done, and I take it out and I style it. So now, as you can see, with the triangle parts, how if it was all boxes, it would be more spread apart. See, the hair is elongated. I'm going to let it air dry, and there's not going to be any product. The hair will be nice and soft. I'll be sure to record it and show it. I thank you and I appreciate you for watching and for joining me on this journey. Please, if you have any questions, text, email, call, whichever. I appreciate all of you and I thank you for joining. Say bye, Renee.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, hit